We wake up early in Manizales in the central Cordillera, spending the day at El Color de mis Reves. The road is mostly good, except for the last 2 miles, which took 20 minutes to navigate. El Color de mis Reves translates to the color of my dreams. Our first set is for insectivores. A UV light collects bugs overnight, and Carlos, our guide, hand feeds bugs to this trogon. Guans arrive and demand fruit. They're followed by the black-billed mountain toucans with the same demand. Their persistence pays off, and Carlos hangs a cluster of grapes, which are immediately attacked by hooded mountain tanagers. But the toucans get their share. Then the hooded mountain tanagers show up in force. A line forms waiting for a grape. Reacting to the commotion, more interesting birds arrive. Carlos puts out some bananas for the newcomers. After a hearty breakfast, we head for the action at the hummingbird feeders. As we saw at Mirador, the buff-winged coronet seems to be the most numerous or possibly the most aggressive at the feeders. We haven't seen the woodstar since the hummingbird observatory. This picture shows the size difference between the woodstar and the buff-winged coronet, which is only a medium-sized hummingbird. Sparkling violet ear makes an appearance at the feeders too. The violet ear will often display its ears to show its dominance at the feeder. We saw the long-tailed sylph at Mirador. Here it seems quite at home at the feeders. It will often sip some nectar and then fly to a nearby perch. We saw the collared Inca at Mirador also. They seem to get along with most of the other birds at the feeder. We haven't seen the amazing swordbill since the observatory. It's amazing to watch how they line up on the feeder and then deftly hover while they drink. At 9 o'clock, we have an appointment with an antpitta, and this time, one was waiting for us at the antpitta set. They're very shy. They forage the forest floor for ants, worms, insects, and spiders. Carlos has brought mealworms to this set every day for several months to habituate this antpitta, giving us a great opportunity to see this reclusive little bird up close. Then it's time to check in on the fruit eaters. The brush finches have found a hollow in a log filled with cracked corn. A rufous-collared sparrow has found that same hole. This sparrow is looking at the real estate market. A young lachrymose mountain tanager gets a lesson in bananas from its parent. The banana is very popular. Just as we were about to follow Carlos back to the hummingbird set, we see this long-tailed sylph feeding on a fuchsia. We catch up with Carlos as he is taking down all the plastic feeders and replacing them with flowers, which he liberally sprays with sugar water. The reaction is immediate. It makes for great pictures. Time to change the flower, but the buff-tailed coronets still dominate the set. There are other hummingbirds around waiting their turn. After another flower change, other species get their chance. The coronets must be full, and a new species shows up. a shining sunbeam. It's a great name for a little golden bird. Another new flower, and the hummingbirds are starting to play well together. The shining sunbeam has a unique approach. It hangs from the flower by its feet and feeds. This seems to perplex the coronets. After lunch, we're back at the fruit eater set. Some black-collared jays have arrived and they're eating the egg. It's starting to rain, and the water beads up on the jay's back. Then the toucans are back. From the extent of the red on their bill, they are a subspecies found only in Colombia's western Andes, and they're very interested in the grapes. The hooded mountain tanagers are also competing for the grapes. There seems to be enough to go around. Meanwhile, back at the banana, some tanagers are hollowing it out, and a great thrush shows up. A couple of brush finches come by to see if there's any more of that cracked corn. Then a noisy flock of parrots circled and then landed in the trees right in front of us. The name of this fairly rare parrot comes from the small golden crest behind their eyes. They're found on the eastern slopes of the Andes in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. Time has come to start the long drive back to Manizales. We reluctantly say goodbye to El Calor de mis Reves and all our newfound bird buddies. In the morning, our destination is Reserva Ecologica Rio Blanco. This reserve is part of the White River watershed that provides water to Manizales. Note the antpitta on the sign. Dorian's sharp eyes spot this well-camouflaged lyre-tail nightjar at the entrance to the reserve. This rock ledge is its nest, and there's a chick underneath it. It's starting to rain, so we stop at the lodge and entertain ourselves feeding friendly hummingbirds. This heliconia makes an interesting feeder. Here again, the buff-tailed coronets are the stars of the show. At 8:30, we have another antpitta appointment. This time it's a chestnut-crowned antpitta. The reason I keep mentioning our antpitta appointments is the way that the habituation works. The guide visits the set 7 days a week at a fixed time every day with the antpitta's favorite food, mealworms. After several months of repetition, the antpitta starts showing up at the appointed time. This particular subspecies is found in all three of the Andean ranges of Colombia and south into Ecuador. I guess the word got out about the free mealworms, and a second antpitta shows up. They were very entertaining, and we spent 15 minutes watching them dance around for mealworms. Dorian says it's time for a lesson in field birding. That means looking for the birds in the field, not in the feeders. Dorian would hear a bird and point to movement in the back of the trees for a fleeting glimpse of a small bird. After 20 minutes, the best we had was this brush finch from the side of the road. The good news was we have arrived at another antpitta set. This time it's a slaty-crowned antpitta. These little birds are only 4.5 inches long and weigh less than an ounce. And he brought along a bigger cousin, a brown banded antpitta, which is only found in Colombia. They're 5 to 7 inches long and weigh under 2 ounces. The rain starts up again, and it's time for lunch, so we leave Rio Blanco for our afternoon destination, Don Miguel. We backtrack to Manizales and follow the winding road to Chinchina, where we stop for lunch before heading on even more winding road to Don Miguel Reserve Natural. This is the place for tanagers. We'll start with a familiar one, the summer tanager. They breed in the eastern U.S. and winter in Central and Northern South America. Like many tanagers, they exhibit sexual dimorphism. The females are orange to yellowish and have olive-brown wings. The scrub tanager is only found in Colombia and Ecuador. True to its name, it prefers scrubby, brushy areas. The scrub tanager is very common at the feeders at Don Miguel. Bay-headed tanager is a resident breeder in Costa Rica, Panama, and northern South America. They eat mostly fruit and seem to be partial to Don Miguel's bananas. The blue-gray tanager also likes the fare at Don Miguel. They range from southern Mexico to northern South America, including all of the Amazon basin. The palm tanager is another fruit lover. A resident breeder from Nicaragua south to Bolivia, Paraguay, and southern Brazil. The black-capped tanager is only found in the mountains of Ecuador, Colombia, and Venezuela. They forage for insects in low shrubs and eat fruits and berries. The female is quite different in color from the male. Blue-necked tanager is found from Colombia to Bolivia. Their diet consists of fruits, berries, flowers, and insects. Golden tanager is common in the highland forests of the Andes from Venezuela to Bolivia. Population of golden tanagers is decreasing. It's threatened by habitat destruction. The aptly named flame-rumped tanager is found from Panama to western Ecuador in semi-open forests and woodland. It has very marked sexual dimorphism, but they share the same reddish-orange rump. Crimson-backed tanager is only found in Colombia, Panama, and Venezuela. It prefers subtropical and tropical moist lowland forests. Honey creepers are in the tanager family. The male of the subspecies found in south-central Colombia to Ecuador and Peru is more blue than green. Females make up for the color disparity with their grass-green livery. That brings us to some other birds at Don Miguel. The black-billed thrush has a taste for bananas. They're bigger than the tanagers at 7 to 9 inches long and weighing in just under 3 ounces. They have a varied diet of berries, seeds, insects, worms, and at Don Miguel's, bananas. As its name implies, the banana quit eats bananas, as well as nectar, fruits, and berries. This small bird can be found from tropical South America north to southern Mexico and the Caribbean. 2 hummingbirds that are new to us are at Don Miguel's. The first is the western emerald. This beautiful little bird is near endemic and found only in the western Andes of Colombia, south into Ecuador. The other hummingbird that was new to us is the white-vented plumeletier, another example of ornithologists having fun with names. It is found from Panama and Venezuela through Colombia to Peru. I'm to leave Don Miguel and start the long, winding drive back to Manizales.